So The Founder is directed by John Lee Hancock. He is the person who directed Saving Mr. Banks, The Blind Side, and The Rookie. The three big ones that I know of. And this is the movie about how McDonald's became McDonald's, I guess. It originally started with the two McDonald's brothers and this guy named Ray Kroc, played wonderfully by Michael Keaton, comes in and decides to basically franchise this thing. And yeah, that's the story. This movie has a really interesting story. That's the thing I have to start out with saying. The story of how McDonald's became McDonald's is really interesting. The problem is how it's told in this movie is kind of dull and boring. The story I found myself really interested in. I really wanted to know how this all ended, how this came about. It was really fascinating to see that these two brothers basically came up with fast food. It was this one restaurant they had where they rearranged their kitchen so that they could make these burgers as fast as they could and get them out in 30 seconds. It was also like their idea of having people come to the window, order, and get it like right away and not spend money on utensils and plates and stuff like that. And I found that to be really interesting. It's just, as this movie keeps going, it gets more and more boring. And there's a lot of telephone calls. There's a lot of just nothingness. And the other thing that I have to really say about this movie is something a lot of people probably won't understand. Is the fact that the cinematography, the camera angle, it felt like a camera was just sitting on a tripod the entire time. Like there's nothing unique about the camera work here. It felt very cheaply done and lazy. I don't think that was the point. I don't think that's what John Lee Hancock was going for. It just felt very dull as far as the making of the movie even. And I just found myself being really bored by this movie. I said Michael Keaton's fantastic, and he is. He does such a great job. He has, his different way of talking, and he did a great job with that. There's also a lot of great supporting characters. Nick Offerman is one of the McDonald's brothers. Laura Dern plays his wife. Patrick Wilson shows up in this movie. The problem is they're not in this movie very long, and by the end, you almost feel like they didn't need to be in the movie almost. Like, they're just there and they're gone. So, even the side characters, there's just not that much of them. This movie also feels maybe a little bit too long, to be perfectly honest. I found myself checking to see how much longer of the movie was left. This movie's on Netflix, that's why I watched it, and I kept scrolling down, seeing how much longer the movie had, because it felt like it was going on forever. Some of the pacing, I think, is a little bit off. It's written very well. I've looked up some facts about it, I looked up some interviews, stuff about that, and it's factually, for the most part, correct. There's little bitty scenes that aren't correct, but for the most part, like, the actual McDonald's family, the brothers McDonald's family, are quite happy with the film and how it showed their actual family. The two original brothers actually started this up and basically got taken out of this corporation, out of McDonald's, out of their own restaurant because Ray Kroc came along. Michael Keaton does such a great job because this character at first, he seems like a nice guy, he seems like a smart guy, and he's trying to do what's best for the business. Towards the end, he just turns into a complete dick, to be perfectly honest. And Michael Keaton does a fantastic job with that. So, overall, that's all I really have to say. I don't have much to say about this movie. It's just dully made. The story is interesting. It's not in theaters anymore, so I guess I can recommend you going on Netflix and watching it. However, be prepared, because I think this movie is a tad bit boring. You might need to take a break in the middle of it. You probably will be checking your watch to see how much longer you have. But it's not the worst movie in the world. It came out earlier this year. It technically was a 2016 film to be a contender for Oscars. And it didn't get nominated for any Oscars, and I'm not surprised, because it's not that good of a movie. In the end, guys, I'm going to give this movie a 6 out of 10. So, guys, what did you think of The Founder? Does it make you want to go get McDonald's? Because I kind of want a shake right now and some fries. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, hit like, subscribe, comment below, all that fun stuff. I will hopefully be seeing Dark Tower and Spider-Man Homecoming again tonight, so I'll be having reviews of that up very soon. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.